welcome back. Trying to iron out our first broadcast of the year. Thanks for being with us. York scores 2 in the top of the first. Larks coming to bat. Alex Perez to lead things off. Jake Salinas and Jake Shelby all to follow as we are good to go. Again, there are 2 ways to contact us this year here at on the press box. You can send us a text, 620-217-1465, or send us an email, golarks@heston.edu. So either way, we'd love to hear from you. Again, that number is 620-217-1465, or email us, golarks@heston.edu. Alex Perez digging in as we're working out our kinks. There's always a couple gremlins to start the season, Sid. And the big curve from Lawrence is over for a strike.
Alex is leading the team right now with a .429 batting average. So
a dangerous hitter, AP stepping in. Lorenz again deals, and Perez on the ground with the second baseman, Barte. Barte tosses over, and there's one away.
So Jake Salinas.
Jake Salinas now digs in with 1 out here. Larks trail by 2 in the top of the first. We are live here from Oswald Field as Jake digging in. And Lorenz working with 1 out. A big curve over for a strike, and Lorenz has started back-to-back batters off with a curveball strike, Sid.
And Jake is hitting .316, a nice average so far. He's played 6 games.
The 0-1, too low, and the count evens up at 1-1 strike. You guys can hear how windy it is out there. It is absolutely howling. We are good to go. The tech guys, they've ironed everything out. Great job over there by our guys. That's on the ground at the first baseman, Towie. Towie picks it up and steps on first for the out, and there are 2 away, and that'll bring up Jake Shelby. Mustang Jake Shelby. And we call him Mustang because he's known to run a little bit.
And Jake is hitting .280 on the year. He's got 3 extra base hits, a couple of doubles, and a triple.
So Jake digging in here against Jake Lorenz. Lorenz making quick work of the first 2 batters he's faced. And that one too low and away to Mustang Jake Shelby. Again, we're taking text message, we're taking emails. Send us a text, 620-217-1465, or email us, golarks@heston.edu. And a big curve over for the strike to Shelby.
And the York outfield is playing in just like Heston did.
Playing in, you might as well be playing on the dirt with the wind blowing today. That one bouncing away from the catcher, Roller. The count 2-1 strike here to Jake. And Lorenz working out of the windup. His pitch, he deals. Big curve misses upstairs. That one just didn't break quite enough. And the count now 3-1 strike. 2 outs here, top of the first. Larks trail 2-0. On the ground, that's a hard hit ball at the shortstop, Rhodes. Rhodes, a backhand stab over, and the first baseman, Talley, cannot come up and make the play. Jake is aboard on the error.
It was a tough play for the first baseman as it short hopped. That's one of those that you hope hops into your glove.
So Isaiah Martinez stepping in, getting the nod at third base. 2 outs here, bottom of the first. Larks trail 2-0. And Lorenz now forced to work out of the stretch for the first time in the afternoon.
Pretty big lead by Shelby at first base, and he's off.
Mustang Jake Shelby swiping first base. A great throw down there. Fortunate bounce over there, and Barte makes the tag, and Jake is caught stealing. And the Larks run themselves out of the little bit of a threat. And so Larks go basically 1-2-3 when you look at it in the scorebook, and we'll head to the bottom of the top of the second. Larks trailing 2-0. We're taking text messages, we're taking emails. So send us a text, send us an email, send us a text at 620-217-1465, or email us, golarks@heston.edu. Got a text here from the Hortons. If I can make this work, I can read that. Welcome to the new season. Larks from the Hortons in Denton. So glad the Hortons are aboard. That's the washing machine Dalton's parents. As we are heading. One thing, Sid, we're going to add this year, and we talked with head coach Kyle Howell of the Larks, at the end of the game, we're going to have a player of the game. So we'll have a player come up here at the end of the game, just ask a couple quick questions about that, and we'll be off and running.
And that should be exciting for the guys who get player of the game.
As Matt working here, Matt Gregory giving up, we'll have Sean Harrell to start this, the third baseman. As we've had a good turnout today, Sid, lots of people here for the home opener, but you can't complain because it is so nice for February.
Whenever it's 80 degrees in Kansas in February, you've got a good day.
Even though the wind's gusting to almost 45, maybe as much as 50, it might even brush 50 before the end of the day. Gregory working out of the windup. That's a fly ball that started on the infield and may end up in Colorado as it turned all the way over and out of play. That ball out of play, and the balls are going to be tailing, like you said in the first part of everything. The outfield will be an adventure today.
And I'm going to make a bold prediction. There will be no home runs hit to right field.
There's a fly ball hit a ton, tailing away, and off the foul pole. Oh, no, they said it dropped in.
What's the call? They're discussing this.
They're discussing it. I thought it hit the foul pole.
I don't know if it hit the foul pole or hit the fence.
If it hit the foul pole, it's really a fair ball. It should be a home run.
That's true.
They're going to talk it over, the home plate umpire and the field ump. Not sure what the call is here. And they're still talking it over as Harrell out there at second base. I thought he hit the foul pole.
I'm not sure. It shot away from the fence.
It did shoot away from the fence. Salinas played it like it wasn't off a foul pole.
And as you know, it's only 275 feet.
Right, we'll talk about that. And it is a home run for Sean Harrell off the foul pole. And Harrell gets the RBI for his trouble. And a 3-0 lead here in the second for the Larks. For the Panthers over the Larks, I should say.
And now, one question, why do they call it a foul pole if it's fair?
Kyle Howell out to talk things over. And I can go over that too. All right. Got hello from the Arnolds in Denton, Texas. Thanks for the broadcast. The world is right again. We can listen to Lark baseball in an afternoon. Go Larks. Jake's dad sending off saying that Jake wants to be called Shelbs this season, so we'll call Jake Shelbs. Unless, of course, he runs himself to like 4 stolen bases and he'll be back to being the Mustang. So glad Jake's dad is along. Starters on defense for the Larks as we're talking things over here. Cole Sturgeon out in right field. Alex Perez in center field. Jake Salinas in left. Isaiah Martinez at third base. Jake Shelbs over there at shortstop. Nelson Martinez at second base with Dalton Horton, the washing machine, over at first. Bryce Elder behind the dish and Matt Gregory getting the start. And the explanation has satisfied Kyle. 3-0 this score here in the second on the solo shot by Sean Harrell. And that brings up Josh Bertay. Bertay, the second baseman, has already had a busy day in the first inning as we're in the top of the second. And Gregory trying to get the curve over. Sid, this is the time of day that I wish I could throw a knuckleball.
That would be good. It would be even better if you were throwing into the wind.
As Gregory misses away. Originally when Hesston College played baseball, the field ran along the left field line, was out there by the outfield along that row of trees you can see on the broadcast. The scoreboard was right about the right spot, but the Lark bench was over there. It faced out to the northwest. Center field was straight away to the northwest. And Gregory getting the strike over against Bertay. 3-1 the count.
And that's how it was when I played here.
In the 1800s, right?
Not quite. Almost.
Fly ball, that will be out of play, and that one will head to the north in the jet stream.
But pitchers were always throwing into the wind, which, of course, adds about 6 or 8 inches to their break.
The 3-2 payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and Bertay is down on strikes as he chases the high cheese, and Cody Palmer will step in. Hey, we are taking text messages, whether you're a fan of York or a fan of the Larks. We'd love to hear from you. Send us a text, 620-217-1465. You can also email us, golarks@heston.edu. And Gregory paints the top part of the zone to Palmer. One strike to the right fielder.
And when I played here, it was 1969-70. York was part of our league.
York was a 2-year college then. That's right.
They're just over the border in Nebraska.
I talked with one of the head coaches for York. He said getting here was a little bit of an adventure in their vans as they blew everywhere. That one's popped up a mile high. That will be out of play towards the campus activity center behind us. You guys are joining us for the first time in our broadcast. It's 275 down the lines, but almost a straight shot back to 350 in the alleys and 390 to center. And it plays a lot longer than that oftentimes because we're facing dead south in the stiff Kansas south wind as that curveball misses upstairs, and the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 now to Gregory. Upstairs again, the curve just not breaking. As we'll recap the first inning in just a second, too. That one popped out of play. Doug Rhodes led the game off with a walk and then advanced on a wild pitch. An error by Isaiah Martinez led to the run. A base hit by Roller scored the second run, and then Roller was caught stealing, or picked off out there at first base to end the inning as Palmer draws the walk and the runner aboard with 1 out. So that's where we stand here in the second. Got all of our gremlins out. And just so you guys know, we are going to stream the games on Saturday with Pratt here. Little chopper back to Gregory. Gregory, his only play over there to Dalton Horton at first base, 2 away on the little comebacker.
And that was almost like a sacrifice. He took a half swing at the ball.
Got the runner into scoring position for Doug Rhodes, who walked and scored a run after a wild pitch getting to second base. Scored on the errant throw that went all the way over to the tarp out there in right field. Gregory Matt working out of the stretch. Deals, that one misses upstairs. Here as we are in the top of the second. Here on the Lark Network. In a 9-inning game, this is one game with the wind backing off a little bit. Feels great. As Gregory finds the bottom inside corner of the zone for the strike, and the count now even at a ball and a strike. Doug Rhodes 0 for 0 officially, as he did drill the walk and score the run. The 1-1. Rhodes a chopper back up the middle. Shelbs with a snagging stop throw over. Great play by Shelbs out there at shortstop. Jake's had a busy day already, showing off his range and showing off his gun, and the Larks minimized the damage after the solo shot home run.
And that was a very nice play.
That's Shelb's third put out of the game. Isaiah Martinez, Andrew Berry, and Dalton Horton all due up here for the Larks in the bottom of the second. The meat of the order, and the Larks need to start stringing some hits together. They're without a hit through the first three batters. Busy week for the Lark Network. Softball dropping last night, a doubleheader to Columbus. As we stream that one, basketball will be in action on Monday, KCK. So it's been kind of a little bit busy, Sid.
Well, it's always good to watch Lark sports. It's nice to be retired.
I bet it is. I bet it is.
I can follow Heston High School and Heston College sports all week long.
And you will. You'll be with me as a statistician tomorrow. We've got Heston High School and Hillsborough on the radio.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back here to Oswald Field for Lark baseball against Pratt on Saturday. Basketball team in action on Monday night. Both teams, it'll be sophomore recognition for the Lark men. They still have some work to do if they want to host a first-round game. As Isaiah digging in. Sid, what's Isaiah hitting so far this season?
Let's see. He's right at 250. 2 for 8. He's walked 5 times. Nice on-base percentage of .538.
And Isaiah looks at a pitch inside. 1 ball to Isaiah.
So he is leading the Larks on base percentage. So
Isaiah, freshman from North Crowley, Texas. Fly ball up and out of play. If that ball isn't on the right side in this wind, if it's first base and popped up, there's a chance it's not going to stay in the stadium.
that's true.
A really good chance. The count is 1-1 now to Isaiah, the freshman. And Lorenz working here in the second. He deals the big curve over for the strike, late breaking curve. And the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And I'm not sure I parked my car far enough away from the field here.
The 1-2 on the way. Comes inside and off of Isaiah. And Isaiah will walk his way to first. And right away, almost on cue, the Hortons asking who was the last Hessen High School graduate to play baseball for the Larks. And that would have been Levo Gaddard.
It would have been. He played football at Bethel and baseball at Heston.
And rewrote the record book in terms of hitting doubles, triples, hits.
He was
An incredible baseball player.
a good athlete. He could play. He was a good basketball player in high school.
Good football player.
And good baseball player.
And jumped a little bit playing track. Running track, I should
Yes.
say. Lorenz working out the stretch for only the second time. A throw over and diving back in, Isaiah. At first base.
And Isaiah has a pretty big lead out there.
A really big lead.
Yes, yeah, it is.
Isaiah hops away. Curveball snap throw back, and Isaiah just slips in. Almost caught leaning.
Snap throw by the catcher down there.
AB at the dish, Andrew Berry. And the 1-0 now, delivery coming up from Lorenz. Berry takes a hack at it, pops it out of play. That one might land in Nebraska. Might run out of baseballs at this point. I'd like to know the average life of a Major League Baseball.
Well, Rust,
You know that.
you know, we know that.
6.5 pitches. I wonder what it is.
6.5.
Wonder what it is in junior college baseball.
That's a good question.
Start keeping track. The 1-1 on the way. Curve misses too far outside, and the count now 2 balls, 1 strike.
The trouble is when a ball gets an ounce of dirt on it in major leagues, they throw it out. In junior college, you play with it.
The 2-1 now. Lorenz working out of the stretch one more time. Deals, and there's a base hit in the gap for Andrew Berry. And AB aboard as the center fielder misplays it, and that allows Isaiah to go to third. Base knock for Berry, first hit of the day for the Larks.
Number 10, Dalton.
And now runners at the corners, none out for the washing machine, Dalton Horton. People may wonder why we call him the washing machine. This is straight from his dad from last year. When he runs, lots of agitation, very little movement. So, Dalton digging in. He is committed to play at University of Arkansas Pine Bluff next year.
He's a good kid.
Yes, he is. And Dalton takes the curveball for a strike. Dalton may not have been a fan of that call. Wind howling from right center field. Berry did a good piece of hitting right there, just going with a pitch, driving into a gap. Dalton pops that one up and out of play. And that one's almost back to the Campus Activity Center. Roller with good hustle, but I'm not sure he could have caught up to that even if he was on a moped.
No.
That ball was out of play from the moment it left Dalton's bat. Count is 0-2 here now with runners at the corners for the Larks. AB over there at first base. Isaiah at third. Dalton up behind the count 0-2 to Jake Lorenz. Lorenz deals. The big curve and the catcher roller looked for the throwdown but changed his mind.
I tell you what, Rust, if they paid a quarter for every foul ball, a kid chasing foul balls here could get rich.
Very quickly on a day like today. That one misses inside.
It hit him.
Oh, it hit him. It
It
did.
did. It ticked him.
Wait, they're calling it back. They're calling Dalton back as there's a rundown now. There's miscommunication. Dalton thought he got hit. Runner coming home. They drop the ball over there at first base. The run comes home. So Dalton thought he got hit. The home plate umpire says no. A run comes home.
They never called timeout.
Never called time. Dalton comes back home. Barry gets back. A run scores for the Larks.
And the first baseman
And the
dropped
count
the
now
ball.
1-2. But the run counts for the Larks, and the Larks now on the board.
Well, that
It's
was
gonna-
a strange play.
I think it's safe to say it's going to be one of those days with the wind and the conditions. So now the coach coming out to talk things over. Barry got back. They dropped the ball at first base.
The umpire never called timeout.
Never called
so-
time. Dalton thought he was hit. Never said he was
Yeah.
hit. And a run scores. Count should be 1-2 strikes now to Dalton. 2-2, excuse me, 2-2. 3-1 the score here. So Dalton has taken 2 balls, digging back in, a runner on first base. And an unearned run. As Dalton looks at the curveball too high, and the count now rides full. 3-2 strikes here to the washing machine as we're in the bottom of the second with strange developments.
Now will Helston start the runner with nobody out, 3-2? He doesn't.
Dalton hits a mile-high pop-up. It started on the infield. That's going to blow all the way back. A long run for the shortstop. Rhodes, who makes the play. Barry was almost caught leaning.
Cole Sturgeon.
And there's one away. Cole Sturgeon
I bet that ball moved 40 feet.
easily. A good job by Rhodes. I'll give Rhodes at shortstop a lot of credit for tracking that down and sticking with it. Third baseman Harrell lost it for a second.
Well, he went back, he turned around, made a circle, and started back.
Cole Sturgeon digging in, and Lorenz wants a new sign. 1 out, 1 across, and Sturgeon lays off the off-speed upstairs.
Cole is hitting an even 300 on the year.
And the 1-1 as Lorenz gets his sign one more time. That one too far in, and the count now 2 balls, no strikes. Give Martinez a lot of credit, too, for staying heads up and seeing that coming home. And that one too far in, and the count now 3 balls, no strikes, as Lorenz struggling a little bit.
And Sturgeon is 3 for 10. He has not walked this year. Hitting 300 with an on-base percentage of 300. So
Rhodes comes in to talk to his pitcher Lorenz. The sermon on the mound is over. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Cole almost came out of his shoes.
he took a wicked cut at that
A
one.
very wicked hack. 3-1 now the count. As you see the wind howling here. That one downstairs, and Cole looks his way to first base. Free pass issued there by Lorenz, and that brings up catcher Bryce Elber. So Bryce digging in here with runners at first and second. 1 out here for the Larks. Bottom of the second, Larks trailing 3-1, but they have scratched one across. In unconventional fashion.
I'll say. Bryce 2 for 15 on the year, so
And Bryce loops one out there. That's a good piece of hitting. First
There it
pitch
is.
swinging. That's going to roll out to right field. Bryce is going to get a ribby for his trouble on a nice piece of hitting. Opposite field hit for Bryce. And the Larks have another runner across. Sturgeon moves all the way to third. Great piece of hitting there by Bryce.
and that's his first RBI of the year.
A ribby for Bryce.
Good time.
And the Larks trail 3-2 as the bat's coming alive. And Nelson Martinez digging in. Good to see Nelson back in the lineup. He's been battling a bit of an injury. As we are in the bottom of the second, Larks trail 3-2. Runners at the corners one more time, 1 away. And Nelson on the ground at the third baseman, booted by Harrell. Harrell can't come up with it, and Nelson aboard. The hot shot, too much for Harrell over there.
Well, that took a wicked hop and caught him in the chest. So the Larks have tied it up here.
As Alex digging in. Alex, a flare up there, straight away. And the play made on an adventurous ball.
I tell you what, the second baseman went out into short center field, came back and had to make a diving catch to make it out. 2 outs.
I missed a play. How did Cole get out? There's 2 runners on, 2 outs here. Or did Cole score?
Yes.
Oh, so it's 3-3. I missed. That's the run I missed. Okay.
Yeah.
On the air, that's what I was missing. Okay.
Yes. Hey, you can tell it's the first game of the year.
It is the first game. I'm behind here as.
So the Larks still have a threat. 2 on with 2 outs.
Go, Jake.
Lorenz working here. 2 on, 2 outs. It's top of the second. We're tied at 3.
Jake hitting 316 on the year, so that's a nice average.
Salinas, the lefty, digs in, looks at the curve upstairs. Almost feels like the wind might be backing off a little bit, but I don't want to jinx it. Of course, backing off from 50 to 45 would feel amazing. 3-3 the score here. And Salinas out ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Salinas on the ground of the second baseman, Birdie. Birdie the throw over, but the Larks rally quickly back. 3 runs on a couple of hits, couple on error, and 2 left on for the Larks as we'll head to the top of the third here. Tied at 3 right here on the Lark Network.
That was a nice inning, nice comeback for the Larks here. Trailing 3-0 to come up with 3.
Again, we're taking text messages or emails. If you want to email us, please do. Send an email to golarks@hesston.edu, GOLARKS@hesston.edu, or send us a text, 620-217-1465. So this is going to be a lot of fun, Sid, this season. We welcome people from York also to email and text in. We love to hear from you guys. We're social creatures. We want to make this as interactive as possible.
And we love Nebraska people. Your mom's from there.
We're related to quite a few Nebraska people.
Dorchester, Shickley, Milford, you name it. Beatrice.
And here comes the trivia from Eric Horton. It's the trivia machine, Eric Horton, Dalton's dad. What current Major League Baseball team reported to spring training in Tempe, Arizona in 1970 as the Seattle Pilots and departed Tempe with a new team, new city, both of which it retains today? That's a great question.
That's right. They were the Pilots at one time.
But they switched cities and they became someone else. So, Sid, take it away because I was not born in 1970.
We're going to have to think on that one.
We will have to think on that one.
Leading off, number 20,
So-
Connor Towell.
Connor Towie stepping in. And Towie grounded out in his first at bat. We're in the third, tied at 3 here on a beautiful day for baseball. Athletic Director Rob Ramsar is stopping by. We're going to get Rob on the mic before this season's over. I guarantee that.
Oh, yeah.
The 1-0, that one's upstairs again from Matt Gregory. Gregory struggling just a little bit.
Rob knows all there is to know about baseball.
The 2-0 now from Matt. Too far outside in the count now. 3 balls, no strikes here in the top of the third. Tied at 3.
And we talked about Matt having a little bit of a control problem. He's got to throw strikes here.
The 3-0 comes right down Broadway for the strike, and the count now 3 balls, 1 strike. Outfield is deepened. After the home run by Harrell, they've deepened up a little bit. Still playing in.
And right.
And there's a towering pop-up. A long run. Shelbs is tracking it. Shelbs on the infield. And Jake makes a play over there towards third base. He called it right away. 1 out.
Now batting, number 10, Vincent Valentine.
Vincent Valentine stepping in.
Now batting.
You know, this reminds me of San Francisco, the Giants, when they played at Old Candlestick Park. The wind would whip in off of the bay, and I mean, every fly ball was an adventure.
And the answer to the trivia question, the Milwaukee Brewers were formed in spring training of 1970 when the Pilot franchise was purchased by Bud Selig on April 1, 6 days before opening day. We had an answer to that as I read that from Jake's dad, saying the Pilots were purchased by the Selig family and moved to Milwaukee, becoming the Brewers. As
Okay.
Gregory misses inside. Glad you guys are along for the ride. It's always a lot of fun. And the 2-0. Too far inside the count now. 3 balls, no strikes. Marilyn Berry's tweeting about the music. She's enjoying herself today. The 3-0 coming up. That catches the inside corner. I thought it was going to be too far in, and Valentine looks at a strike as Gregory has worked inside to Valentine.
And Matt has got to find a way to throw strikes. Come back and get him there, Matt.
The 3-1, a fly ball hit that's going to hang up there, hanging in the wind, but now out of play as that tails away. Dalton lost it, but it didn't matter as that one lands somewhere in Reno County. Reno County, the Harvey County border. Maybe stretching that just a little bit is how far out of play it was. But the way it's starting and the way balls are in venture on towering pop-ups. The count is full. Gregory stepping off, letting Nelson get set over there at second base. Matt deals. On the ground at Martinez at third. Isaiah, the play from way deep, and that throw got him with a great throw. A great play by Isaiah. He had to wait on that ball. He didn't know if it was going to short hop him or whatnot. Played it, and the throw over to Dalton in time by half a step, even less. And now there's 2 away here in the third, and the score tied at 3.
Matt Gregory has come back. Started out the first 2 batters 3-0 and come back and got them both.
Great job there by Matt to battle back. As Matt misses away outside and the count 1 ball. This is Dylan Roller. He did single and then was picked off in the first.
On a real nice move at second base.
It was, with Shelbs covering out there and a great spin by Matt. That's a pop-up, and Sid, I'm getting a text message from the Hortons saying, trivia for Sid. When he was a kid, who pitched the first World Series shutout?
Oh, my.
For when you were a kid.
All I know is Larson pitched a perfect game in 1956 in the 5th game against the Brooklyn Dodgers.
And you were 48 at there's 58 at that time.
I do know that.
Count 3 balls, 1 strike.
For the Yankees.
And that one misses away, getting by Bryce. Roller thinking second base, and Bryce getting on that then on the walk.
Now batting.
My gosh, it would have had to have been 1901 or 1902, something of
Like what the Horton said when you were a kid, Sid. Just remember that. Remember that for when Eric comes and makes a visit.
Hey, maybe it was Cy Young, the man that won 511 ball games. It could have been Cy Young. He pitched in the early 1900s.
That one popped back and out of play.
511 wins.
Counting 1 strike here to Christian Perkins. There's a laser beam out there. One hops Jake out there and left. Jake couldn't come up with it, but fortunate bounce. Jake lets a throw go and nearly got Roller over as he was advancing to third on the hop. Base hit, and Perkins takes second on the throw.
We've got timeout.
Timeout. Skylar Hill heading out to talk to Matt Gregory. That was a frozen rope or a beam, almost a beam out there for Perkins.
That was a line shot.
So we're glad you guys are along for the ride. Whether you're a fan of the Larks or a fan of the Panthers, we'd love to hear from you. It is a windy day here in South Central Kansas. 73 degrees by what my phone is saying. Wind gusts of 192. Okay, maybe not quite that much.
That could be called an embellishment.
Just a slight embellishment. But gusts were touching almost 50 miles an hour. Not a good day to be burning outside. And Gregory comes back into the talk with pitching coach Skylar Hill for a first pitch strike to Sean Harrell. Harrell hit the home run off the foul pole. That gave York a 3-0 lead before the Larks came rolling back, and time called by the Harrell.
The dust blew up in his face.
Looks like we've got a little bit of action out in the bullpen for the Larks. Possibly. Looks like Jace Robinson might be up in the bullpen warming up. The 0-1 from Gregory misses too high.
And it would be nice for the Larks to get out of this inning without any damage done.
The 1-1 on the way. And that is a strike upstairs. They count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, a text message here saying, did you notice that 6 of the 9 Lark starters defensively are from the Lone Star State? You like that, being a Texan yourself.
I love that. They do play some good high school baseball in Texas.
The 1-2 on the way. Curveball swing and a miss, and Harrell was completely fooled by the curve. Matt gets a strikeout, strands 2, so Matt's allowed 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, none in the third, and we're at the end of the 3.5 played. We're tied at 3. Back after this here on the Lark Network.
And it sure felt good. It sure felt good. You holding my hand. You holding my hand. Looking out over that hood.
Thank you for a phone call.
Singing John Mellencamp. And we were high on
It's gonna blow again.
loving, running down something called a dirt road dream. A little world, boy, with girls, 17 round, sweet submarine.
Windy day here from South Central Kansas. As that wind's blowing everything around. As stepping in here to in the top of the third will be Shelbs. Jake Shelby.
They did wet the field down 10 minutes before the start of the game, and
It's quite dry.
it's already dried out.
Throw over there, and we are set for the bottom of the third. We're tied at 3. Larks scored 3 in that second inning. And Jake with a swing and a miss on the first pitch he sees from Lorenz.
As I said, Jake hitting 280 on the year, 308 on base percentage. Has a couple doubles and 1 triple.
There's a fly ball to center field. Ratzliff tracking it and running for a long time, and Ratzliff makes the play. 1 out.
Now batting number 21, Isaiah Martinez.
Wind howling in from almost straightaway left or straightaway center now. It's kind of a wind that's shifting between south-southwest, blowing right in. Isaiah was hit by a pitch and scored the Larks' first run in the second inning.
So his .538 on base percentage got a little bit better.
And Isaiah looks at one that bounces back towards the fence. As count 1 ball, no strikes. Isaiah takes one outside. Count moving 2 balls, no strikes for Isaiah. So Isaiah ahead. We're going to talk, Sid, between innings about the field work they have done here to get this looking really good. Almost starting to look back starting to harken back to the days when Oswald Field was first built in 1996, 1997. My freshman year here at Hesston College. Isaiah looks his way. His on-base percentage is outstanding.
He is
rising after he draws the walk. Andrew Berry looped one out there to right center field, his first at-bat. And then scored a run, so A.B. swinging it well. So Berry's average is going to go up.
So, yep, that would be 5 for 20, so that would be right at 250. He does have 3 ribbies on the year.
So A.B. trying to add to it. And takes strike 1. Roller jumping out of his crouch to try and keep Martinez close over there at first base.
And it wouldn't surprise me if Andrew Berry's average jumps over 300 sometime during this year.
Oh, I would agree with that.
Good hitter.
The 0-1 on the way from Lorenz. Big curve, that's too high. And the count now 1 ball, 1 strike.
I tell you what, Martinez has a real big lead out there at first base.
The 1-1, too far in, and Berry now ahead in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike.
And Berry does have some power.
The 2-1 now. Tipped back into the glove, snap throw back, gets by. Martinez, now he'll take off to second, stopping short of the bullpen, the ball rather, and Martinez is aboard on the throw out there, on the error. So Isaiah moves into scoring position. Count now 2 balls, 2 strikes on the swing and the tip back into the glove of Roller. Roller made a good throw.
Well, it's a little bit low.
A little bit low, and
I mean, if the first baseman would come up with it, he would have got Martinez, I believe.
Towie couldn't come up with it, and count now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So a man in scoring position for the Larks.
As Isaiah dancing back, Berry a fly ball to center field. Ratzef coming on, calling off and making the basket catch, and they nearly got Isaiah back to the bag as he was kind of trotting back.
That was a good play by York's first baseman. He went all the way over for first base and covered second, while the second baseman and shortstop were going out after the ball. They almost got Martinez.
Did almost get Isaiah.
Yeah. He kind of snuck in behind everybody.
Dalton Horton digging in with 2 outs and a runner on second. And Dalton was at the dish when that whole strange cycle of events took place. And that pitch misses outside by Lorenz where he thought he was hit. Trotted to first, forcing Berry to go. But Berry snuck back in as a pickle. And Isaiah snuck home to give the game's first run.
For the Larks.
Thank you, for the Larks. Count 1 ball, no strikes to the washing machine. And Dalton takes a strike on the outside corner. The count now even 1 ball, 1 strike to the sophomore. Lorenz working out of the stretch. Action in the York bullpen. Dalton reaches for it, pops it out of play.
And I'm going to tell you, Russ, if the wind was not blowing, the first baseman would have had a play in foul
Absolutely.
territory, and it went 30 feet
Maybe
beyond
more than that.
beyond the fence,
That ball is moving on any ball that's hit up in the air.
especially to right field.
So Dalton digging in. Behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Dalton is frozen on a big curve upstairs. Dalton didn't agree with that. And the Larks stranded a runner in the third. We have played 3 innings here from Oswald Field. We're tied at 3 here on the Lark Network. So, Sid, let's talk a little bit about what they've done here to the field. This field had one of the most ridiculous lips on it we've seen in a long time. Kyle Howell and his staff have come in and gone out with the taken the lip out. They've added dirt to the field to raise the plane. Jace Robinson comes to pitch. But they've added dirt to the playing surface, and they've also re-sodded new sod. You can see some of the lines. It looks a lot better.
It does, and you know, they use this field during the summer. The Babe Ruth team uses his field, and you drag the infield after every ball game, and the dirt build up right next to the grass.
Yeah, no one raked that out, and that's what did it. Now it looks great. There's not nearly the lip that you were afraid of playing a ball with that, because you might not end up with teeth the way that bounced away. But everything looks good. Things are looking good here at Oswald Field. So Jace Robinson into pitch, Sid. And what does Jace's number looks like?
Well, he's thrown 2 2/3 innings, given up 3 hits, 1 walk. ERA is still 0.00, so we'll see how he does.
Pratt will be here in town on Saturday. First pitch at noon. Phil Miller and I will have the call on Saturday. As Jace Robinson coming into work.
Dr. Phil from the great state of Iowa.
Jace, a freshman from Houston, and starts off Josh Bertay with a strike. Bertay struck out swinging as he chops one on the ground. Shelves over there at first, vacuums it up, throws over. Dalton with the stretch, and 6-3 goes into the book, 1 away. Jake's had a busy day at shortstop.
He has.
Jace. Now batting, number 1, Cody Palmer.
Cody Palmer, the right fielder, drew a walk in the second.
And that was a tough play he had to charge at, because that was some good speed.
And Jace misses a little bit low, and the count 1 ball. We are still taking text messages. We're also taking emails. Haven't heard from anyone via email yet. As Jace paints the bottom right corner against the Larks, making a lot of running catches, running for days to make catches on fly balls that normally are routine fly balls to center field, but everything in the air is an adventure. That one misses upstairs, and the count now 1 ball to Ratzliff. Ratzliff fouls it back, and that one tails away and out of play. Count now 1 ball, 1 strike here to the center fielder, who is grounded out twice. Grounded to Jake at short in the first, and grounded back to Matt Gregory. The 1-1.
He's off.
Bryce's throw just tailed away, and he came off the bag out there.
He slid off the bag.
He slid off the bag out there. A good play by Martinez to keep the tag on, and Palmer is caught stealing. So 2 outs now for Ratzliff. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bryce's throw was dead on line, but that wind moved it just enough.
It did. It went to the shortstop side of second base.
Swing and a miss, and Ratzlaff is retired here in the third. So Jace Robinson comes in.
Pitches a good fourth inning.
Pitches a great fourth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on as we're going to the bottom of the fourth, tied at 3 here from Oswald Field. You guys can text us, email us. We haven't heard from anyone here in a while, and via email.
Left side on the bench.
So we've got.
I don't think they were the Boston Braves. Nope. They were. I think it's got to be Brooklyn.
Cole Sturgeon here to do up for the Larks in the fourth. Larks need to get their bats going. After a good second inning, Larks went quietly in the.
Leading off for the Larks, number 6, Cole Sturgeon.
In the third. As a good turnout here for the home opener. And let me tell you, folks, Saturday is shaping up, by the forecast, will be absolutely ideal for baseball here from Oswald Field with the temperatures right about 70 degrees, light southwest wind. There's a fly ball out to center field, tailing away, and Ratzlaff makes the play. Cole Sturgeon tattooed that ball, and he's recorded with a flyout. I'm thinking that ball travels a lot farther on a calm day.
You know it would have. That was, and then the center fielder even had to come in to make the play. The wind's blowing so hard.
Bryce Elder digging in. Bryce singled and has a ribby to his tally. And Bryce takes a strike outside. And the 0-1 on the way. Big curve misses upstairs to Bryce. Okay, we got an answer to the trivia question. We'll get to that between innings. The 1-1 now to Bryce. Bryce on the ground, a hard hit ball at Rhodes. Rhodes the throw over, makes the play. Bryce has been hitting everything hard today.
Now batting number 18, Nelson Martinez.
And Nelson Martinez stepping in. Nelson hit a rocket at the third baseman, Harrell, that he could not come up with. Nelson's first at-bat of the season coming up now. His second at-bat, I mean.
Okay.
He was on the shelf with an injury. And Nelson takes a very healthy hack at the first pitch he sees from Lorenz. Nelson, a little flare, caught in the wind and just dropping over the outstretched glove of Rhodes for a base knock. Nelson took a lot off of that swing and drops in for a single, a 2-out single with AP coming to bat. AP flew out to center field on a ball that was hit very hard. So Alex digging in, he's 0 for 2. That one misses out, another snap throw back. Nelson dives in, and a good hang over there by first base by Towie.
As I said, so far this year, Alex Perez leading the Larks in hitting.
And if you guys didn't see that, Towie's hat came all the way from first base towards the fence. He blew off. Wind's moving everything, hats and fielding stuff all day today. AP digging in. AP with a big swing at the second pitch he sees in the count now. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the count wanted even with 2 outs here. And Nelson over there at first base. Nelson goes, AP lays off, and Nelson swipes second easily. So the count, 2 balls, 1 strike.
And he picked a good pitch to run on because it was a curveball. Which
Stayed up in the zone, and Nelson had a great jump.
So a man in scoring position with 2 outs here for the Larks.
And AP chases the fastball upstairs, and he is retired. Larks strand a runner on a single. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. As we'll go to the top of the 5th, our score here tied at 3 in this 9-inning game, and we'll get to the answer to the trivia question right now. So posted by Eric Horton. What was the first name for the Los Angeles Dodgers? Answer was founded in 1883 in Brooklyn, New York. The unofficial name of the team was the Atlantics. They went through many more official names, including the Grays, the Bridegrooms Grooms, the Trolley Dodgers, Superbas, and the Robins until they officially became the Dodgers in 1932. And in 1958, the team moved to its current home in L.A.
At one time in the 50s, before they left, in the city of New York, the New York Giants and the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Yankees. And they had 3 of the best center fielders in the major leagues. Duke Snyder played for the Brooklyn Dodgers, and of course Willie Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays played for the Giants, and the Mickey Mantle played for the Yanks. Exciting baseball in New York City in those days.
Little flare out there to right field. First pitch swinging will drop in for a base hit for Doug Rhodes, the shortstop.
Up next, number 20.
And it's a
Connor
first hit
Talley.
allowed by Jace Robinson. Connor Talley digging in here. With none out, top of the 5th tied at 3 apiece. And that one misses inside and high from Robinson.
That's kind of interesting. Doug Rhodes is the only Kansas player on the York, Nebraska team here. Have 5 from Nebraska and 4 from Colorado.
And Rhodes takes a strike on the upper part of the zone, and the count now evens at a ball and a strike.
Looks like 3 kids from California, so they have kids from all over. A couple from Texas, 3 from Texas.
The 1-1 on the way as runner goes. And the runner saw something in Jace's movement and just took second on a complete stolen base, stealing it before the pitch was almost ever thrown. And the 2-1 said that the Hortons are asking one more trivia question for you. The 2-1.
I thought we're in this together.
Well, no, this one's especially for you because it mentions your favorite player. Some Mickey Mantle trivia. What number did Mick originally wear in his rookie season with the Yankees?
Number 6 before he switched to number 7. Yes, I know that one.
I figured you would.
Yeah,
count is 3 balls and 1 strike to Connor Talley, the first baseman. And that one misses too far inside, and now runners on first and second with none out. So the Panthers standing on the sidewalk, eyeing the trip up to the front porch to pound on the door, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Vincent Valentine. Valentine is 0 for 2, reached on an error, scored a run, and then grounded out to Isaiah Martinez in the 3rd.
So Jace got himself in this mess. Let's see if he can get himself out.
Bunt late, popped up. Dalton Horton makes a play, that the only play he can. The sacrifice bunt laid down perfectly by Valentine, and runners move up 90 feet.
Now batting number 9, Dylan Roller.
That was a nice, he did a good job of getting that bunt down because that was a high pitch.
Good job of Martinez Nelson out there at second base to wheel over and cover.
Yeah.
So now runners in scoring position for Dylan Roller, and Roller's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk.
I wish we had the York averages, but we don't.
And Roller takes a strike on the big curve from Robinson. So Jace starts Roller off with the curve. And the 0-1 coming up. Curve too far inside, misses, and the count now even at a ball and a strike. See many members of the Larks softball team here. As well as members of both the men's and women's basketball team. Soccer team in attendance too. Swing and a miss there by Roller. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Members of the volleyball team. Lark Athletics doing a good job of getting out, supporting the respective squads, the other squads who aren't even in season. And some of the squads that are.
I'll tell you what, you're missing the boat if you don't go to the softball games and the baseball games. No charge. Beautiful field.
There's a fly ball to center field. AP going back. Makes the play, and AP firing to third. The run will come home on the sacrifice fly, and York now in front.
Now batting number
4-3.
4-3. And that brings up Christian Perkins, a DH, who is 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the first and singled in the third. Four to 3 our score here in the fifth. As Robinson working, and the curve, Jay stepping off. This wind, it will play havoc with you, whether you're a pitcher or a hitter. That one bounces away from Bryce Elder. Runner going, and Bryce saves the throw. So, Towie now moves to third.
On the wild pitch. Couldn't do anything but block that one.
Four to 3, the score here in the fifth. 2 outs, a runner on third. Fly ball hit out there. Long run for Sturgeon out there. Drops in for a base knock and a ribby for Christian Perkins.
Number 11, Sean Harold.
And Perkins uses the wind to his advantage and gets the York Panthers on top 5 to 3. On a normal day, that's probably caught.
That would have been caught.
Harrell steps in. He hit a home run in his first at-bat.
Right down the left field foul line.
Off the foul pole. And Robinson paints the outside corner for a strike to Harrell. Harrell is a sophomore from Hubbard, Nebraska.
That's a tiny little town, isn't it? Right on our way to Beatrice.
You're thinking Harbine.
Oh, yep, okay.
And the curveball dropping in there for strike 2 to Harrell. The 0-2 on the way front to Perkins. Swing and a miss. Bryce Elder, the toss down, and the strikeout is recorded.
So once again, the Larks are going to have to try to come from behind here.
Larks allowed 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We've played 4.5 here. York College 5. Your Hesston College Larks 3. That's a shot. And welcome back. We're ironing out our gremlins here. We've got back-to-back hits by the Larks as they load the bases. Actually, they string 4 hits together. Three of 4 as Alex Perez reached on an error. Bryce Elder came across the score. Larks have tied it. We're tied 5-4. Let's recap this inning here. 5-5, excuse me. Bryce Elder led the inning off by hitting something hard. He's been hitting the ball hard all day. Everything he's been hitting has been hard lately. So Bryce singles, and then Nelson Martinez laid down the push bunt for the infield single that the first baseman, Talley, couldn't cover. No one was there. That brought up Alex Perez. He hits a beam out there that the right fielder Palmer misplayed. They'll scored an error, and then Jake Salinas steps in and rips one in the hole out there in the right side of things, and now the Larks have the bases loaded and one run across with none out here in the 6th. Larks trying to blow this one open.
And I'm kind of surprised York does not have anybody up in the bullpen at this stage. Although I think somebody is getting loose.
We have I think we've ironed out our technical difficulties. So trying to get everything right. I think the wind's playing havoc with wireless connection today. I've seen that before as Jake Shelbs takes a strike. So we're in the bottom of the 6th, tied at 5-5. We are still taking text messages. We are still taking emails.
And
text us at 620-217-1465 or email us golarks@heston.edu. As Berkey misses downstairs, and the count now 1-1
And Jake has a good chance to add to his leading RBI total.
Oh, absolutely. Jake's probably salivating. Valentine playing him to go the opposite way out there. There's a big hole down the left field line. And that one misses away, as I think Berkey's been staying away from Lark hitters for the most part.
Good patience at the plate here by Shelby.
As we are back here in the 6th, Jake drives one down.
Foul ball down the third baseline, 2-2 now. Still nobody out. Bases loaded for the Larks.
2-2 now. Deuces wild, almost wild across the scoreboard. Pair of deuces out there. And Jake looks at the pitch outside. The count moves full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Shelbs. With the exaltation of Larks on the base path, that is the scientific notation of a group of Larks, is an exaltation. Big curve that misses upstairs, and Shelb gets a ribby for taking the walk.
And the Larks take the lead.
Larks now in front 6-5, none out, and the sacks are still full.
And I still don't see anybody up in the bullpen for the Panthers. I don't know.
So Isaiah digging in. He doubled his last at bat. He's perfect on the day, OBP. And Isaiah takes a strike. Isaiah 1 for 1 with a double, a walk, and he was hit by a pitch. Isaiah, chopper at third base, play coming home to Roller at home, the force out, and it's an unconventional 5-2-3 double play. You don't see that every day.
And that was a nice throw by the catcher.
Harrell makes a play from third down to home, and Roller comes up and shows off his gun over there, and then 2 are moved out of position, or off the base paths. And there are 2 outs here for AB Andrew Berry. And Berry takes the curveball for the strike. The 0-1 coming up now.
He's got two runners out there that are in scoring position.
Berry chops up the third baseman. Harrell the throw over. One hopping right through the wickets over there of Talley. 1 run is in. A second one coming in on the air. AB pulls into second on the error, and 2 runs are home for the Larks.
The Larks take an 8-5 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. So
4 runs across here for the Larks in the bottom of the 6th. And that brings up Dalton Horton, the washing machine, who singled in a run in his last at-bat. And Dalton looks at the pitch upstairs.
I don't know. Maybe the wind has died down a little, Rust.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to say. So used to it blowing as Dalton takes a very healthy hack at it. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Dalton 1 for 3. And Dalton looks at the curve and knew it was a strike as it drops in. And the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes to the washing machine.
And I'm kind of surprised he didn't turn on that one.
Valentine out there in left field, still shading towards the center field side of things. And the 1-2. That one too high. Dalton lays off the high pitch upstairs. And the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuces wild across the bottom of that scoreboard. Dalton chops one, and that's through the gap on the left side. A base hit. Dalton takes something off, does what he does, and now Dalton's 2 for 4 on the day. And AB moves up 90 feet. Cole Sturgeon, the fish, stepping in.
And I'm still a little bit surprised York does not have anybody warming up, so.
As Sturgeon digging in. Cole's 0-4-2, drew a walk and scored a run in the second. And flown out and grounded into a double play. Cole, a towering fly ball, that's out of play. And landing somewhere in McPherson County.
And once again, I'm not sure I parked far enough away.
I'm pretty sure you didn't. Stick around at the end of the game. We'll have a post-game interview with the player of the game. Brief interview with the Larks. That one misses outside. Roller bounces out of his crouch. The 1-1 now coming up. That's driven foul. And the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cole Sturgeon.
Well, it hasn't let up. It's about tearing the field umpire's pants off, the wind.
The 1-2 on the way. Strike 3 called as that curveball drops in.
But the Larks
played 4 runs in the inning. 4 hits, 2 errors, and 3 left on for the Larks. So we're heading to the top of the 7th. Larks leading 8-5. The rally completed. Again, we're taking text messages and emails. So we'd love to hear from you guys, whether you're a fan of the Larks or a fan of the Panthers. Send us a text at 620-217-1465, or you guys can email us. We haven't gotten an email today, Sid. I'd like to hear from someone via email.
And we're not afraid to try to answer questions.
Yeah.
I hope nobody's keeping tally of how many we got right today.
We're perfect. I have all the answers.
Will not cheat. Look them up.
Says you. Connor Towie stepping in here for the Panthers JV.
Number 20, Connor Talley.
Big curve hitting Towie, and Towie is aboard after being hit by a pitch.
Vincent Valentine.
Little action out there in the York bullpen right now. Valentine digging in. Sid, one of the stats we've talked about, we've harped on this before. In Division I college baseball,
Yes.
if the leadoff runner is aboard, they score 66% of the time.
Yes.
I'd love to see a stat for NJCA baseball.
And I don't know what it is for the major leagues.
As that one's fouled off towards the Lark bullpen.
They come back and haunt you. Bases on balls or
Umpire's doing a good job, completely professional today. No extra attire as that one squirts away from Bryce Elder. And Towie gets to second base. Sid, how are you going to score that?
that one you got to call a wild pitch. Bounces. It's a little bit outside. It bounces in the dirt. I mean, he did all he could. Brad did all he could to block it, and he.
All right, Ray Salinas, Jake's dad, watching from Texas. Thanks for the broadcast. Hey, glad you're along for the ride, Ray. We're going to do this for a lot of these home baseball games. Keep checking the Hesston College website. We'll be right here on Saturday, a 12 o'clock first pitch with the Beavers from Pat Community College coming to town. Dr. Phil Flores Miller and I will have the call. As it looks like, I don't know who's up in the bullpen.
I can't read.
Looks like Cody Palmer's working out there.
Number 1. Wyoming kid. Rawlins, Wyoming.
The 1-1 on the way from Jace working here in the 7th.
Rawlins, Wyoming. Oh,
Fly
that was a
ball
shot.
hit a ton. Salinas going back and makes the play. And I'm here to tell you, if that is not in a wind, that ball is gone.
That ball was a home run, usually.
Vincent Valentine flies out to deep left field. One out here with a runner on second for the Panthers. And stepping in, Dylan Roller.
And Salinas did a good job of getting back on that. Fly ball to left.
Jake's made a couple good plays out there in left field. Fly balls are an adventure on a wind like today. Curve coming inside as Roller backs out. Couple arms up in the Lark bullpen. Fly ball, that one's going to tail away and just foul. No win, and that one was gone too.
Whoa, that was almost a home run. That was almost out of here.
Hey, athletic director Rob Ramsayer texting and saying he did the calculation for his team one year at Hesston College, scored 72% of the time when the leadoff runner reached base.
This is darn close to the major league or the college average.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We love numbers like that. Said the batter Roller did not go. Sid, here's another trivia question that I know you can answer.
Okay.
How many baseballs could Johnny Bench hold in his hand at one time?
I do know the answer.
I
to
knew
that.
you would.
He could hold 8 in one hand. He was one of the best catchers.
The 2-1 pitch from Robinson misses low in the count, 3 balls, 1 strike.
About 345 lifetime home runs. Great defensive. From Oklahoma, was a valedictorian in high school, an All-State in baseball. football and basketball. Some little town, I don't remember where it was in Oklahoma, but he was a...
The 3-1 on the way. On the ground at Jake Shelby. Shelby, the throw over to Dalton in time, 2 away. With Tally moving up to third.
Up next, number 22.
Jake has been a machine today.
He's... How many plays is that? 6,
A lot.
7?
I heard your broadcast the other day. This looks so bad.
6.
All right. I knew Rob would know a stat like that.
I'm glad Rob texted in. Appreciate that, Rob. Robinson delivers out of the windup. And a strike called on designated hitter Christian Perkins. Perkins is 2 for 2. He's reached base 3 times. He's singled twice and was hit by a pitch. Big curve, and he's hit again. So Perkins wears it, and he is aboard for the 4th time today. So runners at the corners for Robinson here in the 7th. Larks in front, 8-5. Harrell hit a home run in his first at bat.
Let's see if Jace can work out of this.
2 outs, runners of the corners here. Larks leading 8-5.
Good block.
Good block by Bryce Elder.
You know, it was the first game of the year. And basically, 3-2 count, 2 outs. And I think it was the game was tight. I come in, I throw 1 strike inside, strike back.
Signaling right here with a runner on first and third and 2 outs, signaling whether or not they would throw through if the base runner first tries to steal.
I can't imagine they would in a win like
You would
this.
think they would, being 3 runs down.
Robinson deals and misses a little bit low in the count now. 2 balls, no strikes.
That was a close pitch.
Very close.
I'd say these umpires have done a real good job.
Absolutely. Very professional. Attired correctly. That's on the ground. Isaiah vacuums it up. Nice play by Isaiah.
Oh, and saves a run.
Great job there by Isaiah to come up with a play and the throw over. Isaiah's had a busy day over there at third base. And York, the threat is ended as we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Larks leading 8-5 here as we're Bryce Elder, Nelson Martinez, and Alex Perez all due up. As there's going to be some position changes. We'll be back right here on the Lark Network. And welcome back here in the 7th we go.
Leading off for the Larks, number 26, Bryce Elder.
Bryce Elder to start this off in the bottom of the 7th. Larks leading 8-5 as Palmer has come in to pitch. Check that. Yeah, Cody Palmer has come in to pitch here. And Palmer misses away to Bryce Elder. Bryce has been hitting things very hard. As of late, he's 2 for 3 with 2 singles. And Bryce takes a strike in the count, now 1 ball, 1 strike.
And he was due to get going. That raises his average up here.
And Bryce takes a strike on the outside corner on the curveball or the changeup from Palmer. And they count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bryce fouls it back into the glove. Strike 3 they called.
Or did they?
Or no, it's 2
No,
ball.
no. Did he drop that ball? I couldn't tell.
No, he caught that. The pitch before was not a strike.
Okay, it was
Count
1 and
2,
Okay,
2 and 2 now to Bryce.
Okay.
And Bryce looks at ball 3 upstairs by his eyes. Count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ball 4, Bryce walks his way to first. Bryce having a pretty good day at the dish. 2 for 3, has drawn a walk, been on base 3 of 4 times. Nelson Martinez stepping in, and Nelson's last at bat was a beautiful piece of push bunt hitting with no one at home paying attention at first base.
Well, it was a tough play. The runner was on first base, and he broke for second. He dropped a bunt, and the pitcher couldn't get there. First baseman came in, and the second baseman couldn't cover first when the first
Nelson
baseman.
shows bunt and dances out of the way of a fastball inside.
So it goes down as a bunt single.
Nelson, 2 for 3. Larks leading 8-5 in the 7th. Snap throw back, and just getting back, diving in was Bryce Elder. Roller's done that a couple times from his catcher position. Not afraid to snap that throw back. Larks have been nearly caught leaning a couple of times.
He's done a good job behind the plate for York.
Nelson, another pumped up bunt. And the play over just by a step. Mighty close as Nelson is
Up next, number 4.
sacked out.
So he does get a sacrifice.
And that was as close as it could possibly be at first base. And that brings up Alex Perez. AP stepping in. AP's 0-4-4 in this game.
And
That one too far outside from Palmer.
and I'll tell you what, one thing at this field is, and you always have 2 umpires here, and I'm doing the bases out here. You're looking right into that sun. You've got to pay attention there, or you'll be blinded by the sun.
AP on the ground of the shortstop, Rhodes. Rhodes going third. And Bryce Elder is out as AP on the fielder's choice. 2 outs now for Jake Salinas. So Jake digging in. Jake singled his last at bat. He's 1 for 4. With a ribby, drove in a run as well. Runner goes, and that one getting by on the far side. AP swipes at second base.
Jake came into this game hitting .316 and a .440 on base percentage, and a slugging percentage of .579 because he had a home run and a triple already. Has 2 extra base hits.
That one misses inside to Jake. And the count 2 balls, no strikes for the freshman from Texas. That one too high from Palmer, and the count 3 balls, no strikes. 2 outs here in the 7th. Larks leading 8-5.
And you wonder if he might have the green light here with, as well as he's been hitting the ball. With 2 outs and a runner at second.
That one too high, and Jake aboard after the walk.
Jake Shelby.
That brings up Jake Shelby. Shelb's 1 for 3. Drew Waukee scored a couple runs, has a ribby. Been busy today.
And 6 plays at shortstop, is that
Yeah.
plus the pickoff?
So Shelb's digging in. And that's a laser out there into the gap in right center field. Base knock for Shelbs. Run coming in. Gets by the outfielder. A second run on their way. Jake's going to pull in to second with the single that turns into two runs for Jake. He'll single, and there's an error out there on the right fielder. 2 across. Larks leading 10-5 here in the 7th. Larks bat's coming alive.
And that was a nice line drive.
Isaiah digs in now. With Shelbs out there at second base, and Isaiah takes the curveball for the strike.
And what has he done for the day? And Martinez is
Isaiah is 1 for 2, doubled, grounded into a double play, was hit by a pitch, and drew a walk.
so his on-base percentage continues to rise.
He's on base at a 750 clip.
Well, he
in this
came in
contest.
with a 538 on base.
It'll go up. Isaiah fouls that one back towards Nebraska. And the count 1-2 to Isaiah. Too far outside despite the frame job from Roller. 2 more runs across here. Swing and a miss, Isaiah down on strikes. But 2 more runs across for the Larks at the end of 7. Larks 10, Panthers 5. We're back after this here on the Lark Network. It's the 7th inning stretch.
All right, we're back.
All right, we're back on here.
Now batting for the Larks, pinch hitter number 12, Charles Elam.
High Tree walks. So 1 on and 1 out here for the Larks in the bottom of the 8th. And another pinch hitter. Elam is down man. Elam. So here in the bottom of the eighth, the Larks using 3 pinch hitters in a row, giving some guys a chance to get a plate appearance. And a line shot.
Now batting number 26, Bryce Elder.
So that was a nice line drive by Elam, and here Elder is. 2 outs, 1 man on here in the bottom of the eighth. Larks are leading 10-5 over York Panthers. So runner first, 2 outs, bottom of the eighth.
As that pitch misses upstairs, Jace Robinson's going to be our player of the game.
All right.
So Jason's going to stop by.
Well, that's good. Did a good job in relief.
Kendall Hightree around the walk. 2 outs here for Bryce. And that one downstairs. And they count 3 balls, no strikes for Bryce.
So after 3 pinch hitters in a row, Lark's getting a chance to get a plate appearance.
Ball 4 to Bryce. Bryce has had himself a really good day today, Sid.
Is that 4 times on base now?
4 times, 2 walks, 2 singles, and a ground out. So Bryce's OBP is going to skyrocket.
Yes, it is.
As Nelson's stepping in, Nelson's also had himself a really good game. He is 2 for 3 with 2 singles, a stolen base, a sacrifice bunt in his first game as a Lark. And Nelson takes a strike on the inner half. Nelson was injured, has battled his way back.
And Bryce, I mean, he came in with a 188 on base percentage. 4 times he's gone up over 100 points and also raised his average.
That count evens up at a ball and a strike. We apologize for the difficulties. This wind can play havoc with wireless internet. And when we're talking it's windy, it is incredibly windy. There's a little late looping line drive dropping in for a base hit for Nelson. Nelson have himself a day, kid, coming back from injury. His 3rd single of the day.
That's a good time. Good
3
day.
for 4. Nelson's going to be hitting 750. Take that in your first day as a collegiate baseball player. Bases are loaded for Alex Perez. Wind has backed off a little bit. And AP takes a pitch upstairs from Palmer for the strike.
The shadows are getting longer.
That pitch inside, the Hortons texting in saying quality umpiring today a lot better than any 10 and under game. The 2-0 coming up. Swing and a miss by Jaden Banks. Banks now, missed that. Banks came in for AP. So Jaden now ahead in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike, and looks at strike 2 on the curve.
So 4 guys getting to plate appearances here in the bottom of the 8th that weren't in the game at the start. So full.
Lays off, and the count rides full. Payoff pitch.
The base runners will be moving. 3-2, 2 outs, bases full, everybody on the move.
Doesn't get much more full than this. And Jaden takes strike 3, trying to crowd the plate. And that will end the Larks' threat in the 8th. They strand 3 more. But we'll go to the top of the 9th. Larks lead 10-5 back after this on the Lark Network.
play first, Kendall's play third.
And we're in the top of the ninth here. Lark's leading 10-5. Shuey on to pitch. Brandon Shoemaker, a sophomore, coming on to pitch. Said, what are Shuey's numbers here as we're getting ready? Jace Robinson will be the player of the game. He'll stop by and talk just real briefly. As it will be Connor Towie. What are Shuey's numbers there, Sid?
Number 20, Connor Towie.
He's only thrown one inning this year, so.
Down in Texas, he was a little bit amped up in Texas.
So.
When they went down and played the 4-game set with Richland. And Shuey starts Towie out with the strike. Count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike here to Towie. That's a fly ball punched out of play and towards the roof of the campus activity center. Wind absolutely howling. You can see that
It's still blowing pretty hard.
raising up dust to the southwest across the barren fields. Bryce with the block is a pitch downstairs, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 chopped on the ground and foul on the left side.
Brandon from Tomball, Texas.
And Shuey working out of the windup. That one misses a little bit downstairs on the off speed. The count now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ball 4, free pass to Towie.
Batting number 10, Vincent Valentine.
Second time Towie has drawn a walk today. He's been on base 3 of 5 times. Vincent Valentine stepping in. He reached first on an error in the first. Grounded out to Isaiah Martinez in the third. Laid a sacrifice bunt down and flew out. So busy day at the plate for Valentine, 0 for 3.
Freshman from California.
That one misses downstairs. Shuey working here in the 9th. Lark's leading 10-5. That's a hard hit ball right through the glove of Kendall at third base. Took a funky hop.
It was a hard hit ball.
Now batting number 9.
And if you're scoring at home,
That's why they call it the hot corner of third base.
and it came off of the, took a funky hop, went right through Kendall's glove.
But it was over his head.
I think they're going to
Good
score
shot.
an error, unfortunately. So 2 runners on, none out here for Shoes. Downstairs in the dirt. That pitch, 1 ball now, too.
So
Roller.
we need to get an out here.
The 1-0. Outside corner for Shuey. Good pitch there by the sophomore. Lark's a double play depth. They haven't turned a double play today.
They
York has
haven't.
turned 2. Fly ball, that will tail in the jet stream over towards the soccer field.
Now that one, Rust, I'm going to say that one moves 70 feet.
Easily, maybe more. curve misses upstairs for Shuey, and the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a pretty good pitch. But
Dylan
a little
Rollers
high.
1 for 2. Has a sacrifice fly, ribby, and drew a walk, singled, and grounded out. There's a little flare. That's going to move a long way. Long
Yeah,
run
fly,
coming
fly.
on. Nice play, dropping in.
But it's a infield fly. Infield fly.
It was. They're not saying it was an infield
Oh,
fly.
yes, he did. I saw the base ump.
He did see an
It
infield
is
fly.
The right,
6, 3, 4, I think, on the putout.
and the base runner made a big mistake. Base runners advance at your own
On
risk.
risk on an infield fly.
Yep. And when it dropped, he panicked and took off running. Should have stayed right there.
That's a flare back towards the Campus Activity Center.
So a big 2 outs for the Larks.
Huge
right there.
double play as Larks turn the unconventional double play. That pitch misses upstairs. Larks leading 10-5 in the 9th.
2 outs. Man at second.